Hi everyone, it's Natasa, and today I want to share about something that I've seen coming up a lot, which is when is it time to try and raise our vibration, raise our frequency, and when is it time to just be present with what is. And actually, there's never an either or. And this question actually also came up after this beautiful, powerful call that we had in our group, which is a group of people who joined my program, More Vitality and Energy in Your Life, where we had an amazing, powerful call of releasing blocks that don't serve us anymore, to self-care, to loving ourselves, to just being in our greatest expansion and version of who we came here to be. And so after the call, I've been asked how to find that balance between raising frequency, because that is a very important part of my teachings, and being present with what is, which is also a very important part of my teachings, and not only mine, of course. And I've seen people reaching out with that question in one way or the other many, many times. And so I'd like to elaborate a little bit on that and hopefully give you some perspective that might help. And so, as I said, it's not either or. It is not how do I say that? It's not something you decide from the head. It's something that happens naturally. Now, let me talk a little bit about what raising frequency even means. Because this is a word or a phrase that's being used so many times, and sometimes I resonate a lot and sometimes I don't. So if you go to the core of who we are, if you go beyond the atomic and subatomic particles, you'll find that we are consciousness, we are energy, we are vibration, we are frequency. Now, of course, that's not all the same, but to make it a bit simpler for understanding, we can make it more or less exchangeable. Actually, it's consciousness that brings the energy into form. And so raising frequency means consciously choosing your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, your stories, your words, all of what you emanate. Now, how does that work? As we think a thought or focus on something, we will have thoughts about that. And these thoughts are frequency, they carry frequency. They in turn cause us to feel in a certain way about what we think. And our emotions turn into actions. And these actions turn into our reality. Because what we think and what we feel will make up our inner state. Our inner state is the sum of all of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And so that's kind of when you get up moody or when you get up full of energy and joy in the morning, that's your inner state. And according to our inner state, we will vibrate. And now you have to imagine a guitar in one end of the room and maybe a very good singer in the other end of the room. And that very good singer is you. And as you sing a tone, let's say that tone is the representation of your inner state, of your sum of your thoughts and emotions and feelings and what you're emanating. So you're emanating that tone, that frequency. And the guitar on the other end of the room, if it's going to be a tone that's on these strings, and everything else has all the strings, so let's imagine an instrument like a harp, for instance, that has so many strings, you for sure hit one tone. So what you are emanating, that tone that you're singing, is going to resonate with the harp in the other end of the room. And the harp will start vibrating, literally vibrating, like the string will start vibrating, and also singing that tone or making that tone. And that's how creation works. So the tone that you're giving out is the reality that you're pulling in. Is that which you will see? Is that which you will perceive in the world? Is that which you will create in your reality? And of course, you cannot create everything around you because we are 7 billion people and we're all co-creating. But you can create your own experience of the reality. So you're creating whether what happens in your perspective is happening for you or against you. That's your creation. And it sounds a bit harsh to say it like that. It's my truth. It doesn't have to be yours. And I mean it with all compassion in my heart, because it's actually my heart's calling and my job to support people in changing their perspective so they can attract that reality which they want. But so you understand how that works. It's a good metaphor with the guitar or with the harp in the other end of the room. And so as we are raising our vibration, it means that we're consciously choosing what we want to think and feel. So those feelings and those emotions that we're having, the words that we choose to speak, every word carries frequency. Every thought carries frequency, every emotion, every deed, everything you write down, everything you share, whether that's through words and actions or just on an energetic level. And so when you raise your frequency, it means you're feeling better emotions. To make it very simple, there's for sure more to it, but to make it very simple, it's feeling better emotions. And that's a choice we can make. And that does not mean that we neglect when something happens that causes us to feel sadness or anything else. That's not what I'm talking about. It does not mean think positive and fake it until you make it. Fake it until you make it can be kind of a little bit of truth in that, because you can train your nervous system into another way of perceiving and experiencing, and we do that through imagination. And so you could call that fake it, but it's not really faking it. It's imagining, because your body does not know and your brain does not know whether you're imagining something or whether it's happening real. That's why if you think right now of a lemon and you imagine that lemon, you can do it all with me. You can imagine that lemon and you take a knife and you cut that lemon and you hear it sprinkle, you see it sprinkle, and you cut through it and you cut yourself a slice of lemon, and you just take that slice close to your mouth in your imagination and you bite into that lemon, that really sour lemon. Right? What's happening? Your body's reacting, and most probably 99.99%, if you really did what I said and imagined that and you went into it, you will 100% have that reaction of salvia in your mouth. More salvia, because I'm just swallowing all the time now since I'm even telling you this, right? Because I cannot talk without seeing the visuals myself. And so our body does not know whether it's imagined or not. And if we want to be healthy, vibrant, alive, abundant, joyful, loving our life, the more we feel those feelings, our cells will just adapt to that. Our cells will start functioning differently. And that's a scientific fact, that our thoughts and emotions are influencing very much the chemical responses that are happening in our body, just like the lemon and the salvia. And so raising our vibration, to come back to that, means you get up in the morning, you do your morning practice, which is designed to put you into a state of expansion, of joy, of gratitude, of love. Choose. Of a high vibration. We call these feelings, emotions, high vibrations. Okay? Now you go throughout the day, you keep your vibration high. All the time. Keep your vibration high. And you do that through opening and expanding your heart and through literally putting yourself into that vibration. There's different ways of doing that, and that's also what I'm teaching, and that's what we're doing in the course. And then in the evening, you set the space for going to sleep. So you will calm yourself, you will center again, which you're doing during the day as well. You center yourself and you set your intentions for the night and the next day. It can be as simple as setting the intention to have a good night's sleep and to wake up completely energized and reset and restored, or whatever it is. And that's how you go to sleep. And that's keeping your vibration high. And then things will happen in your life. You get triggered. And that's when you're present with what is. We don't need to dig for things to change. We don't need to dig for things to, what you haven't resolved yet, or what's in your ancestry or whatever. You don't need to dig for that. It's going to come up naturally. And so, for instance, the other day, I had a beautiful morning practice. I took an hour for myself and meditated and raised my vibration. I felt amazing, expansive, joyful, grateful. And it was amazing. And we started our day. And I don't know what happened, that my son did something or said something, and it triggered me immensely. Like, it really triggered me. And the reason being was not something that had to do even with him. And it's always like that, right? It triggers us for something that's within us. And so I had the choice either to start shouting at him and blaming him, or being mad or punishing or whatever it is. Of course, I didn't punish him, but, sometimes as parents, we're still in that old programming. And so anyway, I had that choice, or I had the choice to be present with what I was feeling in that moment. And that's what I luckily did. And I'm not a saint, even though, can you see it? I'm not a saint. I shout at my son sometimes, and I go and apologize afterwards. But I managed to be present with what I was feeling. And I sat down and I felt that anger first. And it's just about being with what you're feeling, what you're sensing, not going into the story. And he did that again, and why I can always talk to him and he doesn't listen, and no. That's not being present with what is. Being present with what is just your emotion and your sensation in your body. So I was there, lovingly present with what was, giving myself that love to feel what's going on. And the layer from underneath came up, which was something around not being heard, not being seen, which of course has nothing to do with the 8-year-old, right? And so I sat there and allowed that, and I did some energy clearing and allowed it to just be and melt into love. And as I was finished with my process, all I could feel was love. All I could feel was love. And that's raising your vibration. And sometimes it would be, I'm present with what is, and then it would disappear into a more neutral state, not just love, love, love. And then I would just choose anew. So you choose to do your little technique, your heart opening, and you open your heart again, and it can be a 2-minute thing, and you raise your vibration again until you feel great. And you have an inner state of feeling great, or good, or grateful. Grateful for what has been triggered and what was allowed for you to see the gift in it, and whatever it is for you. And so I hope that brings a bit of clarity into that. Is it raising vibration, or is it, like being present with the pain that I'm having or the suffering? It's both. You raise your vibration, you keep it high, and when you get triggered, you're present with that. And then when it melts into love, you choose anew. And how to do it is just by having your loving presence. Being like, feel that love in your heart, expand your heart, and just be present with what you feel. Sense the sensation in your body. And you will see it will melt away in between maybe 30 to 90 seconds. Or maybe there's another layer coming up. As long as you're not going into the story of what happened, the feelings will change. Okay, and if you wish support with that whole process of how do I release, how do I raise my vibration in the morning, what do I do in the evening, how do I do it during the day, how do you even open your heart or expand your heart, there's still time to join my course. We had the first healing call on June 9th. It's all recorded. You get the recording. You have, I think, 12 videos where I'm leading you to the whole process of what I'm doing, and it's like 5 years of my life compressed into that course. And I've decided to add another live call now on Thursday. I think it's June 18th. And so you'll have 2 more live calls. You have 2 live Q&A where you can ask your questions. And so you can still jump in and you'll be with us on track. So if you're interested, that's what I can offer right now for you. I will put the link to the course below this video. And I think that's about it. If you don't know me, if you haven't seen me yet, if you haven't followed me, what you can do is you can go also to www.nathealing.net, nathealing.net, and you can look around on my website. And if you're interested in the course, you will see the link below. And I am so thrilled that I've added another live call because it just felt right. It just felt like I needed to do this. Originally, I had planned to do one in the beginning, one in the end of the 3 weeks process. The course is leading you through 3 weeks where you have daily, you know exactly what to do when, how to keep your vibration high. I'm teaching you how to do it in the morning, how to do it in the evening, how to do it during the day. I'm teaching you the consciousness that's behind the work that I'm doing, the consciousness behind allowing life force to flow through you, the consciousness behind having more energy and vitality and health in your life so your body can activate its self-healing power and letting go of resistance. There's so much in that, and I'd like to say here one more time, I mentioned that already, and it's also in that page description of my course. This material has, if I had known that when I was having a burnout experience, I don't know how many thousands of dollars I would have spared, being able to put aside. And this is what I've learned through a 5-year experience to come from a person with burnout to who I am today. And I'm giving you all of that worth at least $1,000. I mean, if I'd known that before, as I said. And because these times now are challenging, and I know that there's many, many people who are so afraid, lost their jobs and everything. In order to support this community, I'm offering it for $88. This is nothing. So if you really want to get into self-love and self-care and allowing yourself to receive that energy and that healing that we are doing, not only the course that you're having, but the live calls who are really healing calls and activations, and just we had so beautiful shifts already, then please listen to your heart, drop into your heart, take a breath in your heart, and if that resonates with you, if you feel a yes, then gift yourself, because this price is not going to stay forever. I put it down to, as I said, 88 right now because I want to support as many people as possible through these challenging times. Not only lockdown, but also the Schumann frequencies that are spiking like crazy, our nervous systems that are going crazy. I mean, it's not about judging that nervous system of going crazy, but allowing ourselves to ground and helping us be fully centered and in our power. And it's like the shift the whole earth is going through, and that's really my gift to you. I put the lowest price possible for me, and so it's not going to stay like that because I also value my work, and I don't know when it's going to go up, but for sure it's going to stay during these 3 weeks that we're doing now. And so if you want to join, you're much invited to check it out and see if that resonates with you. Thank you very much for listening. I'll talk to you again. Much love.